with me up at the podium for Employee of the Week is our ABQ Ride driver, Jerry Hunter, and Bruce Rosari, who is the division director for the transit department with the city. And I just want to start out that the transit department had some pretty good news this week, which was they set another record for ridership of, what was the number?
Just over 13 million.
Yeah, 13 million people that they transport every year. And so it's a really important integral part to the city's operations and infrastructure. And we have the opportunity to honor Jerry Hunter this week as Employee of the Week. He's an ABQ Ride driver, what's called a motor coach operator, and his mom is here as well, which is awesome to have your mom here.
Yeah.
You bet. And this is a great story about a display of compassion to an Albuquerque citizen. Back in May of 2014, Jerry was driving number 8 Manal route bus, number 715, about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And as he came up on Juan Tabo and Manal Boulevard, he spotted a woman in a wheelchair. And the wheelchair and the woman were in the median of the roadway, and she appeared stuck in pretty deep gravel, and she couldn't get out, and obviously she was challenged in the wheelchair in the landscape median. So, you know, as we see so many times, and I think I've heard so many times, when there's a auto accident or something going on and the fire truck goes by or the police truck goes by or the DMD truck goes by, the city vehicle goes by, you know, people go, oh, why don't you stop and help? Well, Jerry's driving a big old bus that day, and what does he do? He pulls over and he stops and he helps. Instead of continuing on, pulls over, he helps free the woman. The woman actually asked another passenger that was there to help you, because I imagine that was probably fairly tricky. Yeah. And they get her out of the gravel and allow her to cross the intersection. The woman explained that she was on her way to the store and she tried to cross the street using the median, and she had gotten stuck and just didn't have access to anybody to help her. And it's a pretty distressful situation, I'd imagine, for somebody that is wheelchair bound. So the care that was shown by Jerry is pretty admirable. I mean, it really is. And it's another example of Albuquerque employees, city employees that go above and beyond the call of duty to stop, take a moment out of the day, to take an interest in their fellow human beings, and to make a better city for all of us and help an individual, you know, get out of a bad situation. And it's employees like Jerry that help make this community a great place to live. So we greatly appreciate Jerry for being a great ambassador to the city on that day and virtually every day. And I think you've been with the city now since 2013?
Right.
Yep. And I'd also point out that MCOs, motor coach operators, is probably, you know, when you talk about difficult jobs in the city, there's a lot of difficult jobs. You could argue that every job's difficult in its own way. But MCOs, bus drivers, that's a pretty rough job for a lot of different reasons. And we really appreciate the work that you guys do. We really acknowledge that. I know the city council does as well, and the mayor, and all the folks around here recognize the difficulty of doing that job.
Appreciate it.
Yep, and you know, it's the kind of job that has to be done on a very tight time schedule, type of job you're dealing with. Not always accommodating Albuquerque traffic and other drivers, and the ridership sometimes is challenging. Some of the things I've seen just in the last 5 years about some situations with the drivers just amaze me, what they have to deal with, the challenges, really. So we really appreciate the good work. Bruce Rosari is going to say a couple of words, and then we're going to...
Regulations. As Mr. Perry said, this is another example that City of Albuquerque employees and ABQ Ride employees doing their best to help the community. Great example, appreciate it. Good work from Jerry and the other MCOs, and I'm just very happy we're here today to recognize him for his efforts. Thank you, Rob.
You bet, you bet. And Jerry, I have just a small token of our appreciation. We have a certificate which for Employee of the Week from the City of Albuquerque to Jerry Hunter at Albuquerque ABQ Ride, and we also have a letter that will go into your personnel file, and again a small token of our appreciation, a coffee mug. And I have some tickets for the Isotopes game next week that I hope you can take your mom to as well up there. So we're going to give them to you, and we're also going to give them to Friday's Heroes as a special little gift today. But thanks so much for the good job. Let's give Jerry a hand. Thank you so much. Yeah, and we'll be taking some pictures in just a minute after that. Now we're going to move on to Friday's Heroes, which of course are public safety employees. So if I could get Chief Roseman and Yvette Garcia and Tasha Hart up here, that would be good. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Come on up.
Do you want me to go on first?
Either side.
Okay.
Yep. Chief, why don't you come over here if Tasha and Yvette are going to be next to me on the right. Well, you know, it's always great to do APD positive stories and highlight and showcase the great work that the Albuquerque Police Department does. The Albuquerque Police Department is one of the most complex departments in this country. It's just amazing the work they do, from patrol to special operations to special programs to training. I mean, it's just amazing, to the evidence that they, you know, and forensic work they do at the crime lab. People have no idea about the complexity of the Albuquerque Police Department and how the Albuquerque Police Department is the public safety infrastructure for the city of Albuquerque. We're not just talking about people that might have called because of crimes or emergencies and things like that. Just the work that the folks at APD and the 1,700 employees, both civilian and certified commissioned police officers do. It's amazing work. And today we honor Tasha Hart and Yvette Garcia. They're two APD Crisis Outreach and Support Team members, which is called the Coast Unit. And these two ladies responded to a call at a local high school, and they displayed extra care and compassion to a young girl. What happened basically is that they were called out to the high school, and a female student had disclosed that she had had a problem and was involved in abuse by her mother. And Garcia and Hart arrived at the high school. They went above and beyond the call of duty by taking that student and really trying to give a human touch to somebody that was probably experiencing some real distraught. When you think about how a young high school student might feel at high school, having to report a situation regarding you know, problems with their family and abuse, particularly with their mother. What did they do? They took the young lady, and they took the young lady into their confidence, and they tried to show compassion, and they took her to a store, and they purchased some clothes for her. They got her some food. They took her and got her personal hygiene items, and they started making her believe that she was a fine young lady and a good person and that they could help. And that's just awesome personal touch work that you all did. Throughout the whole ordeal, Garcia and Hart were thoughtful, and they tried to alleviate, you know, all of these emotional, security, right and wrong type concerns that this poor young gal had suffered from. So it's that type of great care that's shown by these two ladies that bring a great pride to the Albuquerque Police Department, to the city of Albuquerque, to the mayor, and to all of us. It really is. I used to always say that when you're in government, I'd worked in state government for about 16 years before coming to the city. Somebody had told me long ago, they said, you know, the strange thing about government is that no matter what you do, you never know if that's the day that you have the opportunity to be the hero. If you have the opportunity to be the most important person in somebody's life that day. And it's so true, because on that day, you all were the most important people in that young lady's lives. And you should be very proud of, you know, waking up that morning, you don't know what was going to happen, and you answered the call, and you did it real well, and we're proud of you and thankful for it. So with that, I'm going to turn it over. Let's give him a hand, and then I'm going to turn it over to you.
Well, and this is just one case of many that y'all have, because I know what y'all do. And so for those who don't know about our COAST program, it is the hallmark program throughout the United States for this kind of work. A couple months to a year ago, some detectives were sent up to the Northeast to actually take a class, and when they found out that members from the CIT COAST team were there, they actually tried to get them to teach the class. So that's how well known this program is known throughout the United States. The daily care and compassion that you'll show, we can't thank you enough for. And for 18 years of service, you know, thank you very much for all that you do. So thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Great job. Ladies, would you like to say anything?
Well,
You don't have to, but if you'd like
I would
to.
just like to thank
Yeah.
my team, because without our team of COAST workers, I mean,
Yep.
all of them, every day they work hard and they do awesome work. Our team is awesome. We work together and we do this kind of stuff every day, so they can have a hero award every day.
For sure.
So,
For sure. Let's give a hand to their
Thank
team.
you.
Yeah. We have a small token of our appreciation that we give out for Friday's Heroes. It's the Friday's Heroes award coin, and I want to proudly give that to
Thank
you. and give you the one as well.
Thank you.
And again, thanks so much for everything you've done. I know that the whole issue regarding homelessness and a lot of the work you do in Coast was actually highlighted in a fairly lengthy article in last Sunday's paper, and you guys were specifically mentioned. And it's been an integral part of the Albuquerque Police Department, starting before this administration and continuing to its robustness. And when we deal with a lot of the issues more recently with the Albuquerque Police Department, the homeless, the mental health, the people in crisis type situations, you guys are intricate to the solutions and good outcomes in that area. So thanks so much.
Thank
You
you.
betcha. You betcha.